You say, oh shit, we recorded. Perswayable. What's going on, everybody? Just so you know, you can definitely check my live feeds out on Twitch. That's where I'm going to commit to. Unfortunately, I always get disconnected from YouTube. There's always a bunch of issues with it. I don't want to deal with it. You know what I mean? It's like almost like dating somebody new, and then all of a sudden you see all the red flags right away. These are some of my favorite Wraith perks or add-ons. We got the Clapper. I'm not trying to pronounce that first word, which essentially means my bell is super silent. And then we have All Seeing Blood, which means that anybody within 12 meters to me, I can pretty much see them. Now, the thing is that I do know that there are other variations. There are other really good Wraith add-ons, including Silent Bell, and then the ability to move super fast. I'll make a different video on that in the future. However, what I really like about this build is that you can mind game a lot of people. I mean, you can mind game the shit out of them. And it also helps you locate survivors faster. And sometimes you can really just outplay them, which I hope that I can show you within this video. And again, there's other variations to this. I think the Silent Bell is one of the best add-ons for Wraith. And then you can kind of choose the other add-ons that you can try to choose. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to let this person get away. You can go. Bye. Bye, boo-boo. And I'm going to put them... Because the one big thing that you guys need to remember is you don't want to end the game too fast. Right? You end the game too fast, you're not going to get a whole bunch of blood points or anything. Right, there's times that you should commit to the kill if you're getting your ass kicked, and then if you're kind of kicking ass, then you can slow the game down a little bit, play aggressively, try to get the blood points. Becomes more enjoyable for the survivors, becomes more enjoyable for you. And I'm not gonna lie, I had a few beers, I may have hit the wrong button right there, but like let's not talk about it, all right? So like between you and me, we're not gonna talk about what just happened. So I'm allowing them to get that other rescue. I'm trying to look around. Remember, I got that 12-meter range. It's pretty tight. It's not that big. And so I see where they are. We're going to see this. I'm going to mind game them. And this person does a good job getting off of the generator in time. All right? So it does a good job getting off the generator in time. I probably could have positioned myself a little bit closer to that rock, really hug that rock in order to use that initial speed boost with Wraith. But I didn't do it. And they did a really good job at predicting me. So I'm going to mind game them here. And this is where the mind game comes. I'm going to... Yep, there we go. All right. And that really sucks for the survivor too, because it's hard. You don't know when I'm going to uncloak. You don't know which direction I'm coming. I was actually anticipating her to hop that pallet again, to be honest with you. So I was anticipating a double back, but it didn't happen. That's also why I understand Wraith with the increased movement speed is good. You can I mean, it's a whole different build. You guys might be asking, why don't I have barbecue and chili? And the reason being so is that I just haven't unlocked it yet. So we're going to see where we go from here. All right, so I'm going to try my best. So I accidentally hit the person who just got rescued. At least I think I did. I don't know. So anyway, I'm just going to let them heal that person up. Now, what I do know is that this is a survivor with friends. There's 3 of them with the same exact character, and they start trolling me at the end, and I'll show you that, and that's when I get a little bit more ruthless. And this is, again, the reason why I like this build. I understand why tremendous increase in the speed of Wraith will help you in the overall ability to monitor the map, but I genuinely believe that this build is better for your ability to kill people faster. And the reason being so is that you can see them through walls. You know what movements they're trying to do. I really like this build. Now, again, I'm not necessarily saying that this is the best build. I'm just saying that it's one of my favorite builds. I genuinely think, actually, that it's one of the better builds in terms of killing people. And so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to bring her out. And again, you're going to see how I'm playing very aggressive. Playing very aggressive because they're only at 3 gens. I don't have to play conservative. I think that's the biggest problem with a lot of killers right now, is that they don't really know when you should play a little bit more conservative versus when you should be playing super aggressive. And I'm playing aggressive right now. Now, if I feel like I'm getting my ass kicked, I might slow it down a bit. I may wait for that rescue, come back, go after that person. I mean, there's a few ways to play. So I don't agree that you always have to be aggressive. In fact, I actually think that there's such thing as playing overly aggressive. There's been times where I get 9 hooks. 9 hooks. That means I hooked everybody twice. I kill one dude, and then I'm playing Survivor with friends, and 3 of them get away because of a key. I mean, that's happened before. It's super frustrating, okay? But it's also important that you're able to move around the map. Makes it funner for them. It makes it funner for you. You get to learn the maps faster that way. If all you do is camping all the time, you're not going to learn the routes. And I'm telling you right now, I became a better kiter when I mained as a killer, because I was able to see what other survivors were doing. I was able to see what other survivors were doing in other various aspects of the maps. I was able to see survivors run routes that I typically didn't run. So being a killer main, I have most of my killers above level 30. I have a few of them in P1 or P2, Prestige 1, Prestige 2. So it's a lot of playtime as killer, especially with queue times that are 3 to 5 minutes for killer. So it's a lot of waiting time as well. And it definitely made me a better killer. So if you want to become a better killer, if you want to become a rank 1 killer, a good killer, that people are going to remember your name, don't worry about losing, in the sense that if you're in the beginning, like, this is your ability to get better game sense. It will help you become a better killer. It'll help you understand the routes. You'll understand better how to leave certain areas of the map, because you know that there's survivors who are just going to kite the shit out of you, and there's nothing you can do about it. So that's why I really recommend kind of playing aggressive in the way that we are. This is what you're seeing right now. Seeing me move around a lot. I have a lot of flexibility. I actually came over here because I was going to pop goes the weasel this generator, but I didn't get here in time. So these players are getting demolished. Now, one of the things you got to remember is that this map is a very dark map. That benefits them, but it benefits me more. And it benefits me more because on a map like this, they're going to be able to hide better. However, I got lucky because my build prevents that. You see, I can see it right there. So what I'm going to do, and this is why I like this build. Okay, don't ask me how I just missed that hit. We're not going to talk about that either. We're not going to talk about that version 2.0. This is the reason why I like this build as well, because the whole point of Wraith is that if you can be silent, then you don't want to expose yourself. Now, when I use other add-ons, like the ability to move around the map faster, which is a very good add-on, it's not wrong, or the add-on where it removes your red stain, that add-on exists as well. That's a very good add-on, especially for a brown add-on. Those are good. But what I like the most about this build is that it allows me to hide, get rid of my bell or use my bell, and be able to charge you without you even knowing. Unless you have Spine Chill, which is another video that I came out with, telling you why I think that Spine Chill is one of the better perks in the entire game. One of the best perks in the entire game. So so the way that you see me playing, if I had Spine Chill, I would know, okay, I'm going to get behind the pallet. You guys have also seen, I think it was Destroying Killers episode 4, where I went against a Wraith, and I just waited by that pallet. And every time, I mean, I kind of wasted pallets, but we ended up winning the game because I kited for so long, because I positioned myself. But if that Wraith had this add-on, and I couldn't see them, and they use that whale and bell, and they're hiding while doing it, that's going to be very difficult for me. In order for me to counter a Wraith, I need to be able to see it. It makes it easier. Now, I feel bad for these players because I'll be honest with you, this is one of the only, since global launch, this is my only killer match that I've actually played so far. Because I don't feel like waiting in the killer queue times. But this is my typical match, playing Wraith with this sort of build. And I really like it because, again, you can increase your tremendous speed and all that stuff. It works well. That's a very good build. Like I said, the other one where you can remove your red stain, it'll be very hard to cut you in close quarters, especially with a lot of wolves, right? So I really don't try to be a dichotomized person. I don't try to tell you this is the only way to play Wraith. That's ridiculous. There's so many different ways to pick. I actually think Wraith has some great add-ons. I think that Wraith has a lot of different variations. I think Wraith is I honestly think that Wraith is one of my most favorite characters to use. However, I do think that Wraith is either tremendously good or tremendously not. And it depends on the add-ons that you have. A Wraith with no add-ons I would never want to play like I would with a Legion with no add-ons, if that makes sense. But I wanted to show you some of this raw gameplay, of just me playing with this sort of build and ways that you can do it, ways that you can mind game, ways that you can hide yourself and then come out. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar, I'm sure you guys aren't, but if you are, with this character without this add-on, the red add-on that you see, or the pink one, in the bottom right-hand corner, without that, every time you don't use that, when you leave your invisibility, right, it makes a sound. And so survivors can anticipate where you're coming from. So if I'm a survivor and I'm in a generator and I hear that bell, I know that you're about to uncloak yourself. It gives me about probably about a second or 2 seconds to be able to react, get out of your range. Especially if I'm looking around or if I have spine chill, you're not going to catch me off guard. So what I will tell you is that that one build where you can increase movement speed works very well, but this one, in my opinion, really helps you kill some of the best survivors in the game. That's just my opinion. And this is why I wanted to show you a little bit of gameplay of using this combination. Again, I really enjoy this combination. I hope that you guys enjoy the video. By all means, definitely tell me your favorite Wraith add-on combos. I think that there are many different variations, probably about 3 or 4, which makes Wraith really dynamic in my opinion. You never really know what type of Wraith you're going to go against. And again, guys, make sure that if you do want to catch me on live feed, I do play with people. I play with people all the time. I ask people to come play with me. It's always a good experience. We usually average between 50 and 100 active viewers, sometimes 120. And by the way, I want to thank you all for supporting me. Just because being a mobile streamer, we're still kind of looked down upon by the console and the PC players. And there's so many people who play mobile games. I think it's important that we support each other. So that includes you. And thank you very much. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye now.